Hey y'all, what's up, honey? I am here to run my mouth for a quick second about Real Housewives of Atlanta. But before I do, make sure you like the video, okay? And subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
How we get up, just call back, right back. We can spend, then get it right back. Man, she just gotta want all of that. So that's why I bought.
Honey, y'all saw Angela dropped her fans. I guess she heard me talking because I said I wanted one that was bedazzled, honey. So now she bringing the bedazzled ones out. Okay. She said she wasn't really prepared to put it out, but her people, she had been sitting on the fans for a minute. And so she said her people decided to go ahead and put it out. And sometimes that may be the push that you need. And I also feel like that was really her explanation for why we're seeing a lot of AI content, because the people have been dragging Angela for that. Like, why are we using AI? I think the people are getting tired of the AI. I think it was cool for a second, but when it's obvious after a while, I think, yeah, the people not liking it too much. I'm kind of torn though. I'll be honest. I'm torn. I'm like, yeah, don't use AI. I get it. I understand the conversation about that. But then also, I'm kind of like, well, shoot, if that's what worked for them best, as a company for that time, for that. For if that's what she needed to do to hurry up and put the product out, then cool. But then as I talk this out with y'all, I changed my thoughts on that. I'm not gonna hold you because Angela is one to definitely attack the people coins. Okay, she's definitely if I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if Kelly would have came to the front promoting something with AI on it, if Shamia would have came to the front promoting her rom bomb or whatever she trying to do with an AI video and photo, oh baby, I can only imagine how Angela would have tore into Shamia for using AI. I can only imagine. All right. Angela did talk about, her not being ready to put the product out. She's been sitting with these fans since last year. Her team finally decided to just drop it or whatever because she wanted to wait, and they finally dropped it. And I guess that's part of the reason why she was saying, oh, this is why she's using AI. Okay, because I guess she wasn't as prepared, but they are working on getting another photo shoot up and running. But knowing how much Angela has been checking people about their coins, whether it's Pinky, Kelly, okay. And I already know she don't like Shamia. So with that, well, I don't want to say she don't. Well, I don't know how she feels. She's not fond of Shamia, is what I will say. She's knowing that she's not fond of Shamia. Based on what we've seen on the show, she would definitely ride her back. So with that being said, I can't fault the people for being on her head top swinging just a little bit over that. Okay, but she did drop them. So y'all let me know if y'all made y'all purchases. I told y'all I'm trying to see how Angela finna show her ass down here to this reunion. And I must say she annoyed the hell out of me. No, I'm not going to get into the review at this time. I've already done that on Patreon. I am going to do the review. I just, have to go back and watch it and try. I don't know if I feel like watching them. Right now, but I do plan on discussing the reunion with you guys. But just know Angela had me hollering because one, she was annoying, but two, you could tell Angela was so pissed off. Angela was so mad with Shamia over that cease and desist. She was mad as hell over that cease and desist. Like, the girls could not get a word out. And it was at one point during the reunion, I don't know what Angela said. I think Andy asked a question or something, and I guess Angela took over the conversation. And so Andy had to divert it to somebody over here on this couch. Like, I don't know what was going on with Angela, baby. I don't know. I don't know. It makes I don't know what was I don't know. Let me not come up with nothing because I really don't know what Angela had going on. Okay, but it was what it was. Phaedra, real quick. So for the people that may have tuned into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, so Chaotic, he was doing he used to be close friends with Scrappy. He also was on the show. He was on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Child, not the crossovers. Oh my God. We just got K Michelle from Love and Hip Hop. Okay. But Chaotic was on Love and Hip Hop Miami, moved over to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, good friends with Scrappy. He and Scrappy fell out because I guess Scrappy didn't know how to handle his business. Okay, that's a running thing with Scrappy. But outside of that, he recently got some charges some sexual battery charges. Okay, now I'm not gonna hold y'all. I did not get all into the weeds and the details of it, but I believe he had to be extradited. I think he was down there in Miami, had to come back to Atlanta or something like that. And yeah, he has some serious charges. And guess who's representing him? No one other than Phaedra Parks, okay? As we intertwine these housewives, because I don't think it's many attorneys, many ladies that are housewives that are actual attorneys. You know, y'all let me know on the other franchises. I feel like Phaedra may be the only one. Is she the only one out of all of the ladies in the Real Housewives world? But she's representing him, and a lot of people are already. I've been seeing mixed comments. People are like, "Oh, he lost the case already. Oh my God, you got Phaedra Parks," and I see them going back to having this conversation about Bobby Brown, and I'm like, "Come on, y'all." Now, again, that is a part of her history, so it will follow you. But outside of that, like I haven't heard about any other cases. Maybe that was the most high profile one. Now we did see the situation with Kelly. She got Kelly the things that she wanted. So she won that for Kelly. What I also read in the comments was that Phaedra represented Chaotic previously in another case, which is why he went back to Phaedra. And based on her representing him in that previous case, that is how he was able to win that because Phaedra was on his side. Okay. She was working with him. She was on his side. She won that case for him. So now you called her back for this one. Why the people over there on her head stop swinging, honey? Okay, she over there helping the people out. I'm not mad at it. Okay, I do wonder though, based on this season, I know a lot of people felt like Phaedra did not, give them a whole lot. But I have seen some comments where people have felt like she wasn't that bad this season, right? They liked how she showed up for Kelly. Okay. And you hear K Michelle talk about how nice Phaedra has been, how she has helped her husband out with his getting his license and things here in the state of Georgia and stuff. So I don't think Phaedra is an all bad person. Yeah, she may have done something that a lot of us may not have liked, but what housewife on the show really hasn't done some stuff that we don't like? Okay, including lying. And I mean, a lot of y'all, truth be told, are praising one of them right now. Hello? As if she had nothing to do with anything. And then Phaedra gets ridiculed the absolute most. But outside of that, it is what it is. Miss Phaedra said she wanted to be in politics too. So I could see it potentially. I could see that. I just wonder what kind of position would she run for? Y'all think Dr. Heavenly would support her if she ran for it? I think Dr. Heavenly would. I mean, possibly she might help y'all. Y'all let me know. Anywho, the next thing I want to get into though, is we're talking about Mean Girls. And actually, before I really get into Mean Girls over here with Real Housewives, I'm gonna slide some Love and Marriage Huntsville tea up in there. So, did you guys see the trailer? I have not been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville for maybe the past 2 seasons. Um, it was slowly dying a little bit for me. Right before Mel left the show. And then I just was like, okay, I'm cool on it, right? Now, during this trailer for the upcoming season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I believe it's going to premiere next month, okay? In the middle of next month, something like that. Well, there seems to be some drama brewing, okay? And that drama seems to shift from the conversation of the Scotts, right? It don't seem like it's about Kimmy and her marriage to Maurice. It's more so about Maurice and him being a parent to Monster. So that conversation is shifting from, oh, Maurice, he may not treat her well, look out for it, whatever the case. He has his own issues. It's shifting from Tisha and Marceau having their issues. And we may see that. We just didn't see that in this trailer. I feel like a great bit of the trailer primarily focused on Maurice and how he is as with his son and Destiny. Now, keep in mind, the people been talking, they've been feeling like Destiny and Martell may have had a thing going on once upon a time. Destiny sees Martell as one of her best friends, okay? Well, Miss Ariane is joining the show. Now, how long she gonna be on there? How many episodes she's going to do? I am not sure. But what I do know is that Miss Ma'am is definitely going to be on the season. She has some things to say when it comes to what's her name? Destiny, and her referring to Martell as like her best friend, and Ariane's like, that's my best friend. So I don't like this. I don't like to see that Ariane is going to come on the show and may potentially have an issue with Destiny, knowing that Tisha and Kimmy are likely the ones that have had the biggest issue with Ariane outside of Martell's ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that she has accused them of. So that's going to be so interesting. And I just want to get a photo of her up here on the screen for the people. This is these two sitting down, okay? Ariane came in there. Girl, why are you looking all? I just feel like I never see Ariane in this type of clothes. It's not funny. But it's definitely giving a housewife a bit. And I'm talking about back in the day, traditional like housewife, okay? In the kitchen type cleaning up. Like the way that she's dressed, it's like I'm not used to seeing you like that on the social media. It's giving very much so covered up. Yeah. It's giving that. Okay. Very much so covered up, poised. It's giving throwback wife in a sense. Okay, with no ring. I don't know. They could be engaged, could not be engaged. I'm not sure how far they've gone in their relationship, but to see her come in and sit down right next to Martell at the end of this trailer, it was giving Cynthia Bailey. Now what else is going on? And I holler. I just thought it was so funny. So the fact that we've been saying bring the lady on the show for the longest, and it may not do. I don't know. The people may not be here for it or not. I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna tune in to see what is this giving and what is this issue. Are we going to be seeing her on more than one episode? Are we just gonna use her for like a little piece in the show? Is there gonna be a build up? What is that gonna give? So I'm looking forward to that. Y'all let me know if you're gonna be tuned in to Love and Marriage Huntsville this season to get a glimpse of Miss Ariane. Um, it's one of those situations where I feel like a lot of people are not here for it. They can't, they may not like her, can't stand her, whatever the case is, but it's like, dang, it's like a train wreck that you just cannot stop yourself from watching. Like you gotta see it. You gotta see it, right? So I think some of the people are gonna tune in. Y'all let me know how you guys are feeling about all of this. Cause when I saw Martell and her getting ready to walk into that house and come around that corner, I hollered. But it seems like her and Destiny are going to have an issue. And I got a feeling that Nell is going to be at the center of this issue. Trying to say something about Martell. I mean, well, shoot. I feel like Nell was talking to Chris Fletcher about Destiny and Martell as if something was going on. Martell said he never looked at Destiny like that. I don't know how he looked at her. Hello? Then you got Marceau over here making a bet with Tisha. And it's like, sure, talk about somebody else's problems now because y'all don't want to talk about y'all own. But okay. Okay, people. So we'll see. I may tune in. Leave your thoughts. Not may. I'm likely gonna tune in. But if it's not capturing my attention, y'all already know how it go. Okay. But leave your thoughts down below. The next thing I want to get into though is Kandi Burruss. So going back just a bit to that reunion, where Shamia was talking about her issue with K Michelle, and I think the show ended up going off at that point, and or more so K Michelle's issue with Shamia. Right? Shamia has a set of friends that Kay knows doesn't like her. Shamia says, I'm being super loyal to you because, my friends won't want me to be friends with you. And Shamia, if you said that, I don't think that's cool in my opinion because I don't think those friends really care who you're cool with. Like you was just on the phone chit-chatting the other day with Phaedra when you heard Phaedra trying to insinuate that Pinky used to eat meat and all of this other stuff, right? So Kandi wasn't like that because Kandi don't rock with Phaedra. They don't interact with each other. They don't see each other. None of that. But you got Phaedra number. Y'all chat on the phone. You're cool with Phaedra. I don't know if you would hang with Phaedra, but if you did, I don't think Kandi would see that as an issue. It would just really be like, okay, don't bring her around me. Okay. That's that. Right? So I don't think that she would try to control your friendship like that. So I don't think she would do the same thing with K Michelle. However, I do wonder, could it? I mean, Rashida not rocking with it, period. I don't really see Shamia around Rashida enough. Though I know they're cool, but I don't really see her around her enough. But it's also that same thing of K Michelle. If you know her friends don't like you, why would you even ask if you could come any damn way? Like, make it make sense. Like, what? Okay. And I thought Kandi did like K Michelle. She just wasn't hanging with her. I think she did. I thought Kandi did support K Michelle coming onto the show. Not sure. But Kandi does sit down with Danielle Brooks, an actress who started her own podcast recently. And this is where Kandi kind of opens up about that whole mean girl name that she's been given. I feel like Marlo started that because Marlo wasn't getting her way. I feel like Marlo probably wanted to be closer to Kandi than what she was. And because Kandi is like, I don't feel like Kandi allows everybody access to her, even though it may look like she cool with everybody. You know, I think not Marso, but I believe that Marlo may have pushed that mean girl narrative, right? I think she could have been the first one to say it. So let us go ahead and get into what Kandi had to say on Danielle's podcast about the situation.
Starting to make, I feel like people are starting to make this thing that I'm a mean girl. And my thoughts to that are the people who have perpetuated that I'm a mean girl are mean girls. Like, how y'all
Pause. Tamar is one I do believe referred to Kandi as mean girl. And y'all heard Kandi get down to speak on it, sitting down with DJ A1, and she tore Tamar a new one. Their relationship will always be confusing. Like, I mean, I know they got along when they got in the Big Brother house, because being in a Big Brother house, I mean, you know, you ain't got that many allies, child. You gotta finesse how you can. So I get that. But even after the fact, though, you know, because I remember I asked the question, I think it was on the panel, I was like, how she still got your number? Like, why she not blocked? Somebody, you know, because I was like, oh, I thought y'all fell out after, you know, the concert, and she invited Kaya and T.S. Madison and stuff. And people were like, oh, no, they made up. Remember after Big Brother? Yeah, got that. But then now as we fast forward, because thank you for reminding me, when there was an issue with the Todd situation, you know, Todd and Tamar's man on the stage and all of this, like 2 years ago, whatever, she should have been blocked then. She wouldn't have been able to text me and say nothing. Honestly, she wouldn't have had no access. Straight block. Kandi do be too nice sometimes in my personal. But anywho, I feel like the people she's referring to, because I was like, is this about Tamar? Is this about K Michelle? Because K Michelle mentioned Mean Girls. She didn't say Kandi's name in particular, but she referred to Shamia's friends as Mean Girls, the Mean Girl clique. So I feel like Kandi is a part of that. So I feel like those are some of the people she's responded to. Now, Marlo ain't been saying nothing lately, but I don't think that Kandi and her are as cool. So I feel like those are the only 3 people that I've heard refer to her as a mean girl. And this may be who she's addressing.
y'all gonna let somebody who publicly be talking crazy about me left and right, or, you know, dogging me, you know, like how y'all gonna let that's giving bully energy, right? How you gonna let them? She's not the only one. Like the person in the
we don't have to say their name, but we know.
We won't say their name. But even, you know, it's been others who try to give like I'm a mean girl. I'm like, but the ones who are saying that are mean girls.
Yeah.
Like we have like literally camera footage of them being mean girls.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
And what I see you doing is not being a mean girl. What I see is you setting boundaries for yourself. And you saying, I'm not going to accept this behavior. I'm not going to accept you treating me some type of way. It's a boundary being set. And with boundaries being set, that means you're not going to like it.
Yep.
It's not for you to feel comfortable. It's for me to feel comfortable.
You're right.
So I'm setting them, and it's making you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that's how I view it.
As long as I was on the show, I probably was the only housewife that didn't have the camera roll back on them. So you can never, 14 years of you see me standing on truth, standing on facts, all them years, but somehow people be like, oh, I know she had to be lying about that. Why?
Right.
Like, it's so many things that I've told the truth about that are uncomfortable for other people. Why y'all just want me to, just because it may be your fave or whatever, you want to try to make me wrong in a situation, which is fine, because when I am wrong, I don't care how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so y'all heard what Kandi had to say, honey. Y'all sitting up there calling me a mean girl, but y'all are a mean girl. Y'all let me know if you feel like she is or she ain't. Okay, and let me know how you feel about the other ladies that I think she's referring to. at the end of the day. I feel like Kandi addressing Tamar and talking about, Real Housewives and stuff in her previous video, and then this interview and being asked about it. I don't see Kandi returning to the show like full time, but I could see her popping in, having like a 1 or 2 sit down with Shamia or something. Like, would you be open to that? Would you be sitting down, linking up real quick with a Shamia? Would you even do friend of? Because Kandi doesn't really want to return. I doubt she will return this friend of, but would you do a few pop-up scenes? And then now that I'm thinking about it, were you offered the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip? Because you were a part of the, like, I think, y'all remind me, did Kandi come in before Portia? I'm wondering. And maybe she'll be on the show. She just wasn't a part of the main few ladies, okay? But I just came to chit chat real quick. You guys can leave your thoughts and comments down below. That's all that I have. I'm Jamie. That's me. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
How we get up, just call back, right back. We can spend, then get it right back, man. She just gotta want it all of that. So that's why I bought.